Thank you, Reba. Alright, my project's on clean energy. What is energy? We use it every day and around us. Powering light bulbs, cars, everything we do. The real big question is, why does it need to be clean? The reason it needs to be clean is because over the past 100 years or so since we've had electricity, we have constantly polluted it with CO2 and it has done irreversible damage to our ozone layer, which has caused it to do about 75 to 70% down to 70-75% ozone. Wind energy. It's the cleanest by far. Once you put it up, it requires no other outside fuels. It works by wind hitting the blade, which turns the turbine, which makes energy that goes to the generator, which is stored. The old 1980s models can make 45 milliwatts. The big boys of today can make 5,600 megawatts an hour. It's a lot. Pros are, it's the cleanest by far, can provide constant energy, and is relatively cheap to make. Cons are, it only produces 1/3 of the total energy is possible to make due to inconstant wind variation. Geothermal is made by water hitting magma, which creates steam to shoot back up into the turbines and produce power. It is very renewable. As long as there's magma there, which stays for about 10 to 15 years, you have constant power hitting it. The pros are it's very renewable, little downtime, little maintenance. Parts are brand spanking new from the 90s, so nothing needs to be replaced or anything like that. It provides constant energy. The problem with it is, if you drill down and you miss, you've just wasted millions, if not billions of dollars building a plant, then drilling down. Solar energy. Produced by taking energy from the sun, hits these, which vibrates the cells around, which produces energy to DC current. DC current is virtually useless, so you have to take a little bit of energy it made to convert it to AC power. The lowest can produce 65 milliwatts an hour, which is the one you buy, but a solar farm can produce 900 megawatts an hour. The pros are it's constant supply power as long as you have the sun out, and it produces a relatively high amount of power. Cons are the sun produces 3.8 times 10 to the 23rd amounts of power an hour, which is a lot. But we get less than 1/264th of that. However, though, it is speculated by the 2050 Earth's power will be powered by 25% by solar energy. Nuclear. How clean is it? One little wee pellet makes 10 times less than a coal-fired plant. Actually, a coal-fired plant produces more radiation in the air and into the atmosphere than a nuclear plant does, which kind of blew your mind, doesn't it? How it works is it makes water shoots through a pipe, comes down to the reactor. The reactor heats it up, making atomic explosions in a controlled environment, which don't create steam just yet because it's under such high pressure and shooting so fast. Once it goes down to a certain speed, it turns a turbine, which makes the energy. Now, an average reactor can make around 1,100 megawatts per hour, but most plants have 3, so that's about 3,300 an hour. Pros is it's constant clean energy, very cost efficient. It's about $18 to make a megawatt. It produces a lot of power, and as I said earlier, it produces less radiation than any other type of energy source. The cons are the nuclear waste is not disposable at all. Once it's here, it's here. High amounts of maintenance is required year-round due to the NRC and all that other fun stuff, but it's a nuclear plant. Everything breaks eventually. If a disaster happens, everything within a 50-mile radius is dead. Anything within 150 miles, it dies of a slow, horrible cancerous death. In conclusion, the U.S. consumes 29 trillion watts an hour, which I'm not even going to calculate how much that is a year. It's a lot. And one coal plant uses 2,436,000,000 pounds of coal a year. That's just one plant. 44% of America is powered by coal. It's a lot of power. We owe it to ourselves and our planet to help and try and reduce how much we're doing by making bigger strides for cleaner energy. Thank you, and now we're moving on to Alice.